Good morning and happy Wednesday. Welcome to lesson number 11. It is May 6th. I hope everyone had a good Cinco de Mayo yesterday. And we are talking about muscles. So we're kind of flying through right now. I can't believe that it's May, and I can't believe we're on lesson number 11 already of distance learning. And we really only have a few more weeks of school, or what we're calling school these days. Um, I know I talked about it on our last Google Meet last week on Friday, but for those of you who don't know, the last day of instruction is actually May 29th. And so last night I went through and I gave a due date of the 30th. What is that Sunday? Is there 31 days in May? 31. So I put the due date for all of our distance learning lessons on Sunday, May 31st at 11:59 p.m. And so basically that does a couple things. It gives you guys a little bit of a deadline to work on and to know that the last day of school isn't truly that 6th, that it's the May 29th. And then that last week, they're giving us teachers time to wrap up our grades and pack up our classrooms and do all that kind of stuff. So if you just woke up this morning and you're looking at your Schoology and now all of a sudden you see all of the assignments in that upcoming column, just know that is why. I will also say that I'm trying my hardest to get through grading these hyperdocs and getting through these distance learning lessons. But it is challenging, and it's especially challenging when I have to keep unsubmitting your work. So just know that I'm going to be a little bit more picky because these assignments have the opportunity to increase your grade up to 10%. So it's a whole letter grade. You're going from, not passing to a C or a C to a B or a B to an A, and you got to earn that. So things that I'm seeing a lot of, either missing parts of the assignment, like not adding the picture or a video or finishing off some of the sections. I'm seeing a lot of copying and pasting from the internet. I know it's hard because we're obviously doing this all online. And so you're Googling and researching, but you got to put it into your own words or else I'm just going to unsubmit. I've started seeing a little bit of overlap between people on your assignments, especially when you're using the same exact verbiage, it gets a little skeptical. So do me a favor, especially if you're looking for that grade bump, do it right the first time so that I can make one pass through, check it off, give you that completion check mark, and we can move on and we don't have to do this me making comments and unsubmitting and then you going back and fixing it. So try your best and make sure that you're confident when you submit it. If you're not confident, you don't understand something, that's fine. Send me an email or come to our Google Meet on Friday. And I would love to talk about content during that Google Meet on Friday. So come for that and ask me all the questions. Have a list. I'll go through anything you want to know. So I think that's it for my spiel. Yes. Okay. So we're kind of just flying through. I just kind of chose one topic per lesson and we're hitting it and looking at the information and getting out there too. So we talked about joints and the movement of joints. We talked about functional range of motion, so the different movements of your body. And now we're looking at muscles and specifically skeletal muscles. So the muscles, when you think about muscles, you think about your skeletal muscles that are attached to your bones and that are moving your body, right? We also have different types of muscles like smooth muscles in our digestive system or cardiac muscles in our heart. But when we're talking about muscles in lesson 11, we were talking about skeletal muscles. So here is a diagram, structure function of our muscles, our skeletal muscles. I actually made a video and did a little demonstration with some spaghetti. And so click that video right there and watch the demonstration to go through the different layers of the muscle. And you can use that video to fill in what is the structure and what is the function, again, in your own words, please. For the explain, I typed up some notes. You don't have to copy them, just use them to answer the questions. So we're looking at part 1, which is the muscle rules. So there are 5 right here. A little slow this morning. There are 5 muscle rules in part 1. So read this over, look at the pictures, and then use that to answer these questions, 4 questions, again, in your own words, please. And then the last one, so we would have done this in class in our groups, but you guys are just going to go ahead and tackle it on your own. I broke up each of the muscle groups. So we have the chest, the superficial back, so the surface, the deep back, the upper legs, lower legs, posterior, upper arm, and lower arm. So there are 8 total. You can choose 4. So it says, go ahead, choose 4 of the muscle groups and complete the action column and the activity column. So for the action column, that's where I want to see range of motion. So using your vocab for your range of motion that we learned last week. So are we extending? Are we flexing? Are we abducting? Are we adducting? Are we internally rotating, externally rotating? So using your range of motion under action. And then activity is, what does that look like? Either kind of a daily activity, of something that you just do in every day, or something that is sports related, or something that is even like workout related, like a squat or a lunge or kicking a ball or reaching for something on the top shelf. So the activity is more like applied, like what if you saw somebody doing this, what muscles would they be using? I hope that makes sense. And then we're going to try something new, because isn't that what distance learning is all about, trying new stuff? The last lesson, lesson 10, I asked you guys to do a functional range of motion video where you chose 5, or you did a duet with me. There's been a couple people who have sent me their duets on TikTok, which have been super fun, made my day to see you guys do that. So for that one, I just said either make a TikTok or make a video and just post it into the assignment. But I just got approved for this beta testing. So this new testing for what's called Screencastify Submit. So I've been using Screencastify for all of our recordings, and they just came out with something that's called Screencastify Submit. And see how fancy? It's in beta, and I got approved. So we're going to try it out. So I made a new assignment right here, lesson 11, muscle structure and rules. And I created a link. And so that link is right here. So what you're going to do is when you're ready, you are going to click that link, and it's going to bring you to a screen. You don't need a Screencastify account. You don't need any kind of extension. You should be able to do this on your phone or computer, but here are the directions, and then you just hit record. I'll do a demo. Let's see if it works. You hit record, and then I'll give you a little countdown. And then this is you recording. Here's a little inception. So you'll talk about the name of the muscle. So if you're talking about, the upper arm, you say, here is the bicep, here is the tricep, here's the yada, yada, yada. You would demonstrate or point out the name and the location. And then you would demonstrate the range of motion. So you would say it allows for elbow flexion and elbow extension. And then I want, since we're all trying to stay fit right now, I want one exercise that would strengthen that muscle. So that could be easy as bicep curls or whatever, and then a quick demonstration of that. And then when you've done that for all 4 of the muscle groups that you chose, you would hit stop. Oh, stop recording. And then it's going to ask you, is that good? Do you like it? If you don't like it, you could go back and do it again. So you can start over at that point. But if you're ready, you click submit and that's it. It will go straight to my Google Drive. You don't need to download it or send me any kind of link. It'll go straight to my account actually here. Here's my 2 test runs and I can see it there and I can see it in my Google Drive. So I don't know. It seems like it could be cool. We're going to give it a try and see what happens. But it seems like a very kind of straightforward way for you guys to record something and get it to me, as opposed to having to like upload it onto YouTube and then send me that link. And then I look at the link and yada, yada, yada. So that should be a one-stop shop and it will automatically submit back to me. So those are the directions for lesson 11. I won't see you guys until Friday for our Google Meet, but I hope to see you guys Friday. We had a little bit of low attendance on Friday. I don't know if it's because of the new time and date. I'm doing my freshman on Wednesdays at 1:30. We could just back to back. I could do you guys also on Wednesdays at like 2. So maybe I'll send out a poll on my Instagram and see what you guys like, because I missed seeing you guys on Friday. We ended up having, I don't know, 10-ish, but that's a little lower than usual. So I'll put out a poll or you can send me an email and maybe we will change it for the last few weeks. We really only have how many more weeks? 3? 1, 2, 3. 3 more weeks after this. So 4 more Google Meets. But I hope you guys have a good day and I will talk to you soon. Bye.